this is Halloween, and if you love creating and making costumes, you may want to subscribe because I'm going to be showing you how to create some awesome costumes without breaking the bank, and maybe even using some items you already have at home. As you know, every year around the anniversary of Lucille Ball's passing, I do a Lucy episode, and I select from the most famous episodes of I Love Lucy. The one we'll be doing today is from the 27th episode in season 4 titled Harpo Marx. And this episode originally aired on CBS TV May 9th, 1955. Let's get started. Here we are with our Harpo Marx costume. I got most of this from the thrift store. I already had a trench coat. You're going to want a khaki trench coat and khaki pants. I got a tie. The shirt, now, I think Harpo Marx actually wore a black and white shirt. I was more concerned about getting the right pattern. This one's blue, like a dark blue and light blue, but I'll probably do my pictures in black and white. That way it appears at least like the shirt that he wore with the right pattern. I have a bike horn, a tie, which he actually tied around his neck like a bow tie instead of doing it the right way, which made it funny. He was basically a clown, and if you don't know the Marx Brothers, they were one of Lucille Ball's favorite comedy routines, and actually they became good friends. So she always loved the comedians in vaudeville the most, which makes sense because she was a comedian herself. I have a red curly wig and a top hat and white shoes, and that completes the look for this Harpo Marx character that Lucy portrayed in one of her famous episodes of I Love Lucy. And then I also just have a belt. This is going to go around my pants because they're a little big. That's going to make them look more baggy and more clownish. And that's it. It's a very simple costume. All of these things you can get from the thrift store. I did not spend a lot of money on this costume. The hat, the wig, the belt, and the horn was all that I bought that was new. So it's a great get up, and people should know who you are. If they don't, well, that's unfortunate. Anyway, let's get started with our makeup. Time for makeup. So I was looking at my collection of Lucille Ball paraphernalia. I have a lot. If you've seen some of my previous episodes, I showed my collection in one of them. I don't know which one it was. Maybe the first one that I did. But I found my Lucille Ball collectible plate when she did the Harpo Marx episode. And if you look real close, it looks like a blue shirt. At least in this, which is Technicolor, but I feel safe with my selection. Anyway, you'll notice that when she did Harpo, she didn't do the bow lips, so we're going to go with that look today, a little more of a flatter upper lip. She's got more bushier eyebrows, so we're going to try and make a thicker brow. Other than that, it's pretty basic, the makeup. You know, she is portraying a man, so she didn't put on a lot of makeup. I was going to wear blue contact lenses because I always do when I do Lucille Ball, or I try to. But my blue contacts have just gone bad. I got to get new ones. My vision was blurry. I wasn't gonna be able to do my makeup. So I'm airing this on a Wednesday, and I should have done it Sunday, but I had some stuff that I had ordered from Amazon that didn't come in by Sunday, so I'm going to be airing this on a Wednesday. Now, this past Sunday would have been the anniversary of Lucille Ball's passing, and it would have been great if I could have done it on Sunday. But I usually release costumes anyway on Wednesdays, so Wednesday is my other day. You might catch me if for some reason something like that happens and I can't get it out on a Sunday. Just so you know. Another thing is, this year I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. I think I'm just going to do a costume a month. The previous years I've done a costume every week starting in May. It's just, if you can imagine, with a full-time job, it's just too much, and it's very costly. Even if I'm doing costumes that are cheaper or that I'm making, it's time consuming. It's, you know, it costs a lot of money to do a costume every week. So I may, and I'm not certain of this, but I may do a costume every week, maybe starting in September when we're getting closer to Halloween. But for right now, the best thing for me to do is just do a costume a month that'll be airing at the end of the month. I'm going to try and do it on Sunday, but if you don't catch me on the last Sunday of the month, you can catch me on Wednesday, the last Wednesday of every month. So let's just do our brows. We're going to go in a little bit thicker. This is not a sharpened pencil, but it's working better for the thickness that I'm kind of trying to achieve here. And then the other one, this is a simple costume. Like I was saying before, you can get all the stuff that I have out there from the thrift store and go as Harpo Marx himself or be the Lucille Ball version, either one you want. You can do the Marx Brothers if you're like 3 dudes. You can do all the Marx Brothers, which would be awesome. If you're going as a big group, one of you can, you know, let's say there's 6 of you and 3 of you want to be the Three Stooges and 3 of you the Marx Brothers. Anyhow you want to do it. If I had like a fine brown pen, I might do like more of a real hair look for this one, but I don't. So I'm just going thicker with the brow, and that's that. Looking at her picture here, I'm just using this for reference, but it doesn't look like she has any kind of liner on her upper lid. I was going to do a winged liner, and we're going to do a white waterline. White liner on the waterline. Lucille Ball always wore a white liner and made her eyes look bigger. And she had beautiful blue eyes, like I said. I could have had blue eyes, but my dad did not give me his beautiful blue eyes, so I ended up with hazel. My dad has blue eyes and my mom had brown eyes, and mine turned out hazel. There we go. It's such a simple makeup that this is just a costume that you can just throw together. It's a lot like when I did Daria, you can throw that one together. There's a lot of easy costume ideas on the channel if you want to check them out. They're not all crazy, but then there's the people out there that want to go out and compete and have great costumes. I have something for everyone, so you want to check that out. Actually, the more I look at this plate, if you see her eyes, it doesn't look like she has any lashes on. So I'm just going to do a mascara, and I'm just going to go in with it kind of thick so that you kind of get that Lucille Ball fake lash without the fake lash, if you know what I mean. Let's just do some mascara. Now in classic Lucille Ball fashion, I'm going to line where I want my lipstick to go. Now when she did the bow lips, and you can tell in some pictures where her natural lip line is, she actually went above that quite a bit to create that iconic bow lip that she has. So we're going to just do right below our natural lip line with a liner. You can kind of see, now I don't have big lips, but they're bigger than her upper lip in this picture, so I think this is more her natural lip line, to be honest with you. She does have her red lipstick. She said, I'll do everything but leave the red lipstick behind. I just have this NYX. It's supposed to be one of those color stay ones. It gets crumbly like the rest of them. I can't find one that doesn't do that, so. Okay, now that's it. A very easy makeup, and it'll all come together as soon as we have our costume on. Let me go get that done. I'll see you in a second. All dressed up and ready for photos. you so much for joining me again today. I hope you loved today's episode. One thing I will say about this costume is it is so comfortable. It's a little like, if there's cooler weather, it would be more for a cooler weather look. But it's just so comfortable, and it's so easy to just throw together. You can go to the thrift store and probably grab everything you need, except for, of course, the wig and the top hat, maybe. But, during Halloween, they've got top hats at the thrift store and things like that. So you could likely get this whole look right from your local thrift store. I'm sure Harpo Marx and Lucille Ball would be proud. I think it turned out good. I wanted to dedicate this episode to my stepfather. This was actually his trench coat, and he passed away of Lou Gehrig's disease. I want to say it was 96. He was 54 years old, and he actually went in this same trench coat as Harpo Marx one year for Halloween after he was diagnosed. Actually, he was already getting bad. He was in a wheelchair when that happened, but this is dedicated to him, and I know he would be proud and happy that I wore his trench coat to do the same look. That does it for today's episode. I hope you loved it. If you haven't already, remember to like, subscribe, and share the video, and I'll see you next time.